Ever wondered what's really inside that luxurious face cream or your favorite lipstick? We look at the ingredients list and see a bunch of long, scientific-sounding names. But what if I told you that some of the most common, and sometimes most expensive, ingredients in your beauty products have some, well, rather surprising origins? We're talking about the animal kingdom. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating, and sometimes a little weird, world of chemistry and cosmetics, specifically focusing on ingredients that come from animals. Now, before we get started, this isn't about judging or shaming anyone's choices. It's about empowering you with knowledge, because knowing what you're putting on your skin is the first step to making informed decisions that feel right for you. So, grab your favorite moisturizer, get comfy, and let's unravel some beauty mysteries together. Let's start with a classic, something you've definitely heard of, lanolin. This word pops up everywhere, from lip balms to nipple creams for new moms, celebrated for its incredible moisturizing properties. But what is it? Well, lanolin is essentially wool grease. It's a waxy substance secreted by the sebaceous glands of wool-bearing animals, primarily sheep. Chemically, lanolin is a complex mixture of esters, fatty acids, and alcohols. Its structure is remarkably similar to the lipids found in our own skin, which is why it's such an effective emollient. It works by creating a protective barrier on the skin's surface, preventing water from evaporating. This process is called reducing transepidermal water loss. So, when you're applying a product with lanolin, you're essentially using a natural, sheep-derived substance to lock in moisture and keep your skin soft and hydrated. The process of extracting lanolin is usually done by washing the sheared wool in hot water with a special detergent, which separates the grease. It's then purified and refined for cosmetic use. So, next time you soothe your chapped lips with a lanolin-based balm, you can thank a fluffy sheep. Alright, let's move on to something a little more glamorous, squalene. You'll find this ingredient in high-end serums and face oils, praised for its anti-aging and hydrating benefits. It's a fantastic antioxidant and a natural component of our skin's sebum. Our bodies produce it, but that production starts to decline in our 20s. So, where do companies get it from? Historically, the primary source of commercial squalene was shark liver oil. Yes, you heard that right. Deep-sea sharks have enormous livers, rich in this substance, which helps them maintain buoyancy in the deep ocean. The squalene is extracted from the livers, often through processes that are, as you can imagine, not very sharp. Now, due to major ethical and environmental concerns about overfishing and shark conservation, the beauty industry has been under immense pressure to change, and it has, for the most part. This is where science comes to the rescue. Today, the vast majority of squalene in cosmetics is plant-derived. It's called squalene with an A, which is a hydrogenated, more stable version of squalene. This plant-based alternative is typically sourced from olives, rice bran, or sugarcane. It has the same amazing skin benefits without harming any animals. This is a perfect example of how consumer awareness and green chemistry are pushing the industry in a more sustainable and ethical direction. So, always check your labels, look for squalene, and check if the brand specifies it's plant-derived. Ready for the next one? This ingredient has been a staple in the perfume industry for centuries and gives many famous fragrances their staying power. I'm talking about musk. True, natural musk is one of the most expensive animal products in the world. It's a glandular secretion from the male musk deer, an animal native to the mountains of Asia. This substance contains a compound called musconi, which has a powerful, persistent, and very distinct aroma. For centuries, this was the secret ingredient that made perfumes last and gave them a sensual, animalic depth. Unfortunately, to obtain this musk pod, the deer historically had to be killed. This led to the musk deer becoming an endangered species. Thankfully, the story doesn't end there. Due to the high cost, ethical issues, and conservation laws, the use of natural musk is now extremely rare and highly regulated. Chemists came to the rescue and developed synthetic musks. In the late 19th century, a scientist accidentally discovered the first synthetic musk. While working with explosives, of all things today, there's a huge variety of synthetic musks, often called white musks, that are created entirely in a lab. They mimic the scent of the real thing, without any animal involvement. So, when you see musk listed as a fragrance note today, you can be almost certain it's a safe, cruelty-free, man-made molecule. It's chemistry creating a compassionate alternative. Let's talk about color. Ever admired a beautiful, vibrant red lipstick and wondered how they get that perfect shade? For a very long time, the answer was bugs. Specifically, the cochineal beetle. This tiny insect lives on prickly pear cacti in South and Central America. When the female beetles are crushed, they produce a potent crimson dye known as carmine or cochineal extract. The chemical that gives carmine its color is carminic acid. To make the cosmetic pigment, the insects are harvested, dried, and boiled to extract the acid. It's then mixed with aluminum or calcium salts to create the final colorant, which is also known by the name CI 75470 on ingredient lists. This natural dye is incredibly stable and produces a beautiful, long-lasting shade of red and pink that's hard to replicate. It's used in everything from lipstick and blush to food items like yogurts and juices. Of course, the idea of crushed insects in makeup isn't appealing to everyone, especially those following a vegan lifestyle. The beauty industry has responded by developing many synthetic red dyes, like the famous Red No. 7 Lake or Red No. 6. These lab-created pigments offer vibrant, stable color without any animal or insect origin. So now you have a choice. If you want to avoid carmine, just look for CI 75470 on the ingredient list and opt for brands that proudly label themselves as vegan. Let's move from color to shimmer. That beautiful, pearly glow in your highlighter, eyeshadow, or nail polish often comes from an ingredient called guanine, and its origin is fish scales. Yes, that silvery, iridescent shine is derived from the crystalline deposits found on the scales of fish like herring. The chemical name for this substance is actually guanine, one of the 4 main nucleobases found in our own DNA. But in this crystalline form, it's called pearl essence. The process involves scraping the scales from fish, soaking them in a solvent to extract the guanine crystals, and then suspending them in a liquid, often nail polish, or a creamy cosmetic base. These tiny, flat crystals act like microscopic mirrors, catching the light and reflecting it to create that shimmery, pearlescent effect we love. On an ingredients list, it might appear as guanine or CI 75170. Just like with our other examples, science has provided alternatives. The most common one today is mica, a naturally occurring mineral. Mica flakes are coated with other minerals like titanium dioxide to create a whole spectrum of shimmery and metallic effects. There are also lab-made synthetic fluorphlogopite, also known as synthetic mica, which can create an even brighter, more uniform sparkle without the environmental and ethical concerns sometimes associated with natural mica mining, so that glow might come from a fish, a rock, or a lab. Last but not least, let's talk about something found in countless skincare and hair care products: keratin. We hear about keratin treatments for smoothing hair all the time. Keratin is a type of structural protein. It's the key material making up our hair, feathers, horns, claws, hooves, and the outer layer of our skin. It's what makes them strong and waterproof. When you see hydrolyzed keratin or keratin amino acids in your shampoo or conditioner, it's there to help fortify and protect your own hair. The idea is that these protein fragments can fill in the gaps in the cuticle of damaged hair, making it smoother and stronger. So, where does this cosmetic keratin come from? It's typically derived from animal byproducts like hooves, horns, and feathers that have been broken down or hydrolyzed into smaller, more usable protein fragments. But what if you don't want to use animal-derived protein on your hair? Again, the plant kingdom offers a solution. Many brands now use plant-based keratin or vegetable proteins. These aren't technically keratin, because keratin by definition is animal-derived. Instead, they are proteins sourced from wheat, soy, or corn. These plant proteins are also hydrolyzed into small amino acid chains that mimic the function of animal keratin, helping to strengthen and moisturize the hair shaft. So, you can still get that smoothing, strengthening effect from purely botanical sources. So, as we've seen, the world of cosmetic chemistry is a wild ride. From sheep's wool and shark livers to beetles and fish scales, animal-derived ingredients have a long history in beauty. But we've also seen how science and shifting consumer values are driving incredible innovation, leading to effective, ethical, and sustainable plant-based and synthetic alternatives for almost everything. The point of all this isn't to say one is better than the other, but to show you that you have choices. The power is in your hands. By reading the labels, understanding the ingredients, And knowing their origins, you can align your beauty routine with your personal values. Whether that's prioritizing natural sources, sticking to a vegan lifestyle, or simply exploring the amazing science that goes into every bottle. What did you find most surprising? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this deep dive and want to learn more about the science behind your everyday products, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.